What's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I have a huge announcement to make. So if you're interested, then you should keep watching. It's a big announcement that affects like us, our entire family, and even the channel actually. So if you're interested and you want to know what's going on with us, then keep watching. But first, don't forget to hit the sub, like, and bell button so that you get notified every time I upload. And I do promise to get on a more regular schedule. After you find out about the announcement that we have to make, you'll understand why my schedule has been a little bit off. The announcement that I have to make today is very life-changing for us. And my husband can't be here with me today to make the announcement because he's at work. So I wanted to come on and just fill you guys in on everything that has been going on, because the channel has been in limbo for the past, like 6 months or so. I really have not had a regular upload schedule, and that is because our life has kind of been in limbo. We have been going through a stage where we weren't sure what was going to happen with us and where we were going to end up. So the huge announcement that we have to make is we moved back to Wisconsin. Yes, we no longer live in Florida. With that said, the content of the videos is definitely going to change, and it's going to go from Florida related to more family related. And now we live in Wisconsin, so instead of the beaches and the warm weather and hurricanes and all that good stuff that comes along with living in Florida, you're gonna hear about like the winter and how cold it was and be hanging out with us and our family. So it's actually kind of a relief to finally say that and say that we are back home. Now let me kind of like recap what happened with us and what made us finally decide that maybe living in Florida was not the best thing for us. First and foremost, let me just say that we did enjoy living in the state of Florida. We really did enjoy living there. The problem is that we couldn't make enough money to maintain the lifestyle that we were used to living. So I know. It did come down to a money issue, and financially, my husband was working 70 hours a week for like half of the pay that he was making here in Wisconsin, and it really just got tough. I couldn't even find a decent position that I would even consider a career for myself, that I could see myself at for the next 30 years. And it really just became a matter of, do we want to do this the rest of our lives, or we really have a choice to make to where we go back up north where we know we could make the income that we're used to making and live the lifestyle that we're used to living. And the biggest bonus of all, you guys, is be back around family. So the main deciding factor really came down to, is this all worth it? Was it worth it to move to Florida and take the huge pay cuts that we took and be away from our families just to live in Florida where it was warm? And for us, it was not worth it. We finally decided that my husband dragging ass every day coming in from work and making pennies compared to what he was used to making, and just things like that, and missing our family and the emotional struggle that we dealt with, was just not worth it anymore to stay in Florida. If you watch our channel, you know that we went to Florida and we didn't have friends, family, nobody there. We literally dropped everything we had here in Wisconsin, sold our belongings, and we went to Florida to try to live happily ever after. And it just didn't work out the way that we thought it was going to work out, or that I thought it was going to work out. At the end of the day, you really, when you find yourself alone in an unfamiliar place for 2 years, we stuck it out for 2 years, that you really, really begin to learn what is important to you. And for us, family was more important than being in warm weather. Um, and it was really just the deciding factor. And the fact that, my husband's company that he worked for was literally working him to death for a very minimal paycheck, and he just was not happy either. And I couldn't find a job, like I said, that would be worth saying this is going to be my career for the next 30 years. Anyway, at the end of the day, we decided to move back to Wisconsin, and you guys, we couldn't be happier. Like, we're happy to be home. And yes, this is our home. We both grew up here. We both have a history here. This is where we met. This is where our kids are. This is where our grandkids are. And we're just so happy to be back right now. And it's just in time for like the holidays. We've been back since October 1st, so about 3 weeks now. This weekend is our granddaughter's 11th birthday. We're going to get to go to that. And all the holidays that are coming up, you guys, it just totally made sense to us. We do not consider this a failure at all, because you know what? We did it. We dropped everything we had here and we took off and we went to Florida on a whim, and we did relocate down there. It took us, 3 months to get all settled in, but it took us, and 2 years later, we still were not feeling like we fit in. We didn't feel like we belonged. We didn't feel like it just wasn't home. We made a conscious effort to try to fit in, to try to meet new people. I even started a group on Facebook for the city that I live in. And we tried to meet new people, and we tried to get rid of those lonely feelings that we had from not being around our family and familiar faces. And it was too hard for us. At this point in our lives, we weren't ready to make that kind of commitment and to leave everything we've ever known behind. We just weren't ready for it. Now, could it happen in another 30 years? Who knows? We don't know where the future is going to lead us, but we know for right now, at this moment in time, we are happy that we're back. We honestly, you guys, came right back to the townhomes that we used to live in. We don't live in the same unit, but we are in the same complex. And we're just excited to be here. And the holidays are coming up, and we're going to get to spend time with everybody. I think the deciding factor came when we made a trip back. We came from Florida. We were living in Florida. We flew back to Wisconsin at the end of July, and we had a family reunion. And we have family members on my husband's side from Texas, and then all from Wisconsin. It was like, you guys, there were a couple hundred people there, and it really made us stop and think, and kind of regret that we had left all that behind. You really, 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 when you're in a new place, unfamiliar, and you have no one around you that you connect with, you really start to feel it, and it takes an emotional toll on you. And we're feeling it even 2 years later. I don't think that feeling ever goes away. Even if we would have stayed there longer, I don't think that feeling of disconnect would have ever gone away. Florida in itself is a very transient state, so I don't know that there aren't many like locals per se, and like a lot of people are not born and raised there, and so there really isn't like a big sense of community and connection in Florida. Although we did meet some amazing people. We met a lot of amazing people in the Facebook group that I created, and just through my husband's job, and we met some amazing people, and we will dearly miss them because we did make friends. And I told my husband, like, I want to go back and visit. Like, just because we left there doesn't mean that we can't ever go back and visit again. Hell, we know the area. We know everything about it now. So it will be easier for us to visit now. Now, I don't have any negative feelings about Florida at all. I would go back to visit anytime. But here's my thing. A lot of people keep telling us, like, really? You left Florida to come back to Wisconsin? Yes. For the pay? Yes. For the family? Yes. We really, really had to figure out what was important to us, and our family was the most important. The problem was in Florida is that we weren't making enough money to come back and visit the way we wanted to. So we didn't have the funds like readily available to us like we used to have. I mean, we used to have FU money, and then we were now in Florida we had FU, you're screwed money. Cause like it was tough. It was tough adjusting to the decrease in income. It really was. And plus where we were at, it was a very expensive county. Yes, we could have moved to a different county, but then that's not going to alleviate the feelings that we had of feeling lonely and not being around our family. So anyway, at the end of the day, here we are. We're back in Wisconsin. We're loving it, and we're just ecstatic. It's 45 degrees here today, and in Clearwater, Tampa Bay area, it's 90 today. I get it, but the sunshine and the warm weather is not worth leaving our entire family behind, and those feelings of loneliness. It's an emotional battle. It really is. So with that said, guys, the channel's going to change. So the content of the channel is going to change. It's going to be more like a family focused channel, and what we're doing like as a family, because it can't be Florida focused anymore, because obviously I don't live in Florida anymore. I'm excited. You guys are going to start to meet the entire family. Little by little, you'll meet everybody. And yeah, I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.